Imagine unlimited access to tools that will transform the energy in your life, your relationships, and your community. Welcome to the new podcast, Chi Chat with Kat, the podcast to enhance, transform, and energize your life. Here is your host, holistic health practitioner, life coach, author, speaker, lover of nature, fur babies, and music, Catherine Page.
Welcome to Chi Chat with Kat. As this is our first episode, I will briefly discuss the intention of my podcast, introduce myself a little bit, and give you a breakdown of my kind of backstory so you know why we've created this podcast. So first and foremost, I want to give my focus on what we're going to talk about in this podcast, some discussions, the topics we're going to go over. So we're going to talk about energy because chi is energy. It doesn't matter how you spell it, chi with a C-H, Q-I-K-I, prana. We're going to talk about the energy in your everyday life. We're going to talk about the energy in your life and how it affects your health being. We're going to talk about the energy in natural and holistic practices and how those can change the types of energy you have in your body and how you can control more how you feel, how you think, and what you do. I want to talk about the importance of integrating the East and the West medicines and how energetically they work together, that some are better than others, that you can find ways that help you to get the best well-being that you ever want to have. I'm also going to bring in some of my favorite people and friends in the energy world that are always looking for different ways to support people in their well-being. The different type of practices they use, the different types of styles of energy work they use, and why they got into energy work. So we're going to have a little 8-question interview time with them, and I'll do those as we go along through our episodes. The last thing is I want to answer your questions. So I'm hoping that as we go along and we do some live feeds and we do some live shows, that you're going to ask questions and I'm going to do my best to answer them with whatever information I can give you and how we make that happen so that you can have some great content and information that you need that's really relevant to your life. The other part is I want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Catherine Page, and I'm a natural holistic health practitioner. What that means is that my practice in Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada, is that I focus on integrating Eastern medicine and Western medicines, that I look at your root cause of illness, and I try to find how we can make you better. What supports you need on the base? How do we strengthen you? And how do we connect that all into the medicines that you need and use in your everyday life? We look at supporting you through your entire journey, not just the medical part, but the spiritual part and the mental part. Because if all of those practices aren't together and working together as a whole, then it doesn't always end up being the greatest well-being end result. Something will go off track. And we'll talk more about how that works and why that works that way as we go through our discussions in these episodes. The other questions I wanted to answer today are more about why I wanted to start podcasting. So I have decided to podcast because I am not a blogger. I'm not a great writer. I'm not great at putting all of my expression and ideas into print. So I decided that the best way to do this would be to talk to you like I talk to everybody else in my life, the clients that come into my practice, the patients that I see on a regular basis, and I talk to them about how to support them, how to find ways to find support, and I just want to share that with you. The other question I always get is why energy work? Why did you never become a medical doctor and things like that? Energy work has been a part of my life since I was very, very young. I started Tai Chi and Qigong in my teenage years, and I've realized through my life and going over things that energy is a big part of how we communicate. It works in how we find love and life and relationships. So I really want to talk about not just practices and fundamentals, but about how the little things in your life can change the energy and the flow of the good things that happen in your life. Why do you need to find balance? That's going to be a huge question that we're going to have over time. On a very quick, specific note, I have an autoimmune disorder. I have had cancer. I have had kidney issues and failures. we'll talk over our episodes, but all of it came down to I was either working too much, stressed out, burning the candle at both ends, and my body went into illness state. And disease is really just a word split with dis and ease. So we need to find ease in the body, and that means finding balance, and that's what we're going to talk about. Why do you want to listen to me? Why do you want to come and see me as a client? Because it's not just about me as a person, it's about all the facets that I have been graced to learn. So I started martial arts at 8 years old. I learned meditation really early on in my teenage years. I started Tai Chi and Qigong when I was like 18. And then I learned Native American medicine from my grandmother. I had a wonderful aunt who was very inspiring to kind of really open me up to learning more about health and herbs and how they work and the medicine that they have. And then I got into traditional Chinese medicine. I learned Ayurvedic medicine. And I just keep learning any piece of technology that comes out. There's infrared therapies, there's laser therapies. There's so much that we're going to be able to talk about and how they work for you and what they do for you. And this is where we're going to kind of see all the pieces that can help you to get better. And every piece of medicine doesn't work for every person. You've got to find what we call the toolbox of the medicines, the practices, the techniques, the tools that kind of fit in to who you are as an individual. So my job is to gather all that information, put it all together, look at an individual, find a way to help them balance their life physically, mentally, toolbox that I have had for many, many years, and I still keep growing. We can talk to each other about all of these topics. So anything that comes to mind, whether you're dealing with stress, you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with pain. That's another topic that we'll go really big into with arthritis and different things like that. Please, as this is just our start episode and I'm looking for your direction on how we can talk about energy and how it changes your life and how you can modify the greatness of who you are and feel better in everyday life, this is what my goal is. This is my intention. This is my direction for this podcast. Feel free to submit questions. Check in with us when we do live casts. Connect with us on Facebook at Chi Chat with Kat. If you need more information about me or what I do, please feel free to contact me at my website at tlcpagewellness.com, and I would love to hear from you, and we'll talk about possibilities and all the things that we're going to offer. But as we go through our sessions, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm here for us, because helping you helps me, that I get to share wisdom and I get to just be part of everybody's journey to greatness. That's what we're about. So let us end our session now, taking a breath in and a breath out. And until next time, may your mind be clear, your words ring true, and your heart be your guide. Namaste. May you have a blessed day. Once again, to expand our connection, join us on our Facebook group, Chi Chat with Kat. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or our YouTube channel at TLC Page Wellness. If you'd like to work together to improve your health and well-being, go to our website at tlcpagewellness.com, book a free consultation, check out what we have to offer, and see what new programs are being developed. We look forward to working with you. Have a blessed day.